Hey guys, Mike and Reed with iReview Gear. We're excited to give you a video review of the BEDSLIDE.
We're excited to get started on the modifications of this 2019 Ford Raptor. First up was a modification to the bed. We chose this BEDSLIDE to organize the bed a little bit more effectively, as we're going to put a top on this thing, and wanted a way to organize this bed where we could still easily get access to all the stuff we're going to carry in here.
We were pretty stoked when this box arrived. You can see that it was packaged just really well, came on a nice pallet. And we actually used this packaging as a base for doing most of the work before we lifted it into the bed. It was easy to install these 6 slides per side that are used as the foundation for installing the side rails, the front rail, and a lot of other cool components that come with this thing. After we easily placed the slide clamps in each side rail, we're then able to attach the slide rails that come with the BEDSLIDE and the front rail that comes with the BEDSLIDE to keep stuff contained within the slide. Just keep in mind that this is a really good company. We've had great responses from their VP of Marketing, Jake. It's full of quality components, and the system is just designed for easy add-on of existing BEDSLIDE components. I love that they have a lifetime warranty. This thing truly is built to last, and it's a good, reputable company that's been around for a long time. We didn't mean this video really as a installation guide, but you can certainly use it as one. After we finished recording it, we realized that. You can see that after we put those 6 slide clamps in each side, that we then easily attached the 2 front corner mounts and then the 2 other mounts that the side rails and the front rails attached to. That's kind of the second thing that we did in this installation after just putting those slides in. It comes with stainless steel screws. They went in fairly easy. Some were fit a little tight, but later we felt that that was good, that they were a little harder to get in there, a really tight fit, because we think it's going to clamp down and made it feel like we didn't need Loctite or anything else to keep those screws in place. Really, with these side rails and the front rails in, it sets up for a pretty good area in your bed that you're not going to have to worry about stuff sloshing around and flopping off the side. It's about a 4-inch tall rail. The one thing you'll notice is on the rear clamps, or the rear guides for the side rails, we kept those about 6 inches up the side rail. That's kind of what they suggested in the instructions. We also, in the bed of the truck, put 2 2x4s up near the front. They want you to install this about 1.5 inches away from the bed in the front, and as you'll know, a 2x4 is actually 1.5 inches wide. So we just used that for a guide. So when we lifted this BEDSLIDE in after we installed it or put it together in the box, we just simply lifted it up into the bed, slid it forward till it hit those 2x4s, and then we knew we had the right gap up in the front. So really pretty easy. This doesn't slide really well in your bed, so if you already have an existing bed liner or don't want to scrape your bed putting it in, make sure you use 2 guys and kind of lift it up. We spent a little bit of time measuring side to side, the gap on the sides, and just to make sure that we got the BEDSLIDE laid in there perfectly and square, because it's pretty important the next step where, you know, we're going to drill some holes in the bed. So we want to make sure this BEDSLIDE was exactly where it needed to be before we started drilling holes in this $70,000 Ford Raptor. You can see that once we laid the BEDSLIDE up into the bed, that you're going to lose about 4.5 inches on each side of the bed, and you're going to lose a little bit of space in front of and behind the wheel well. Now that space is still usable and you can get stuff in there, but it's just going to be a little bit harder. It makes a lot of sense that once you get this in there, that you work the tailgate a couple of times just to make sure that you've got it in there the right depth, that you can still use your tailgate before you go to the next step. Once we laid it in there and got it what we felt like was square, and it was really close, within 1/8 of an inch, We then pulled the release tab, pulled the bed slide out far enough to show the second row of steel that comes across that we're going to use to mount to the bed. We drilled some pilot holes in the pre-marked places, and then we took the bed slide completely out and drilled the holes. Now keep in mind that this was an aluminum truck, and unbeknownst to us, we had to buy a special aluminum mounting kit because the front bolts, you're going to essentially pop a rivet into place in the holes that creates a bolt hole, and in the back you're going to put a bushing in place and then go underneath of the truck and put a steel plate underneath of the truck, and that's because it's aluminum bed. So that's not very obvious. When you buy this, it doesn't automatically tell you your truck's aluminum, so get this extra kit, but you need the extra kit if you're buying it for an aluminum truck. So after we pre-drilled all those holes and then drilled all of those holes in the body, 2 in the front or in the bed and 2 in the middle, we then proceeded to go on with the next part of the installation, which was in the front. We had to ratchet down those rivets until they pulled up into place, creating a nice bolt hole, essentially a pre-drilled type bolt hole for the front bolt locations. Have some confidence when you're ratcheting that down that when it finally stops, it's going to be hard, but they'll kind of come to a stop and you've gone far enough. Pay attention to how deep you drill all of these holes, because there's a lot of stuff under your truck you can drill into if you're not careful, so just don't go very deep. Also keep in mind that there's not a drillless kit available for a lot of trucks, certainly not aluminum trucks, and for an aluminum truck you need the special installation kit. The middle bolts have a bushing. You can see us, we had to tap those bushings into place with a rubber mallet, but it wasn't that big of a deal. They tapped in just fine, and that gives you a bushing so you don't have steel rubbing against aluminum, which, as most of you know, is going to create you a problem over time. So it's critical that you get those bushings in place. We then climbed under the truck and put the mounting plates in place. We had to lower the spare tire on this Raptor to get them into place, but that wasn't that big of a deal. The mounting plates were a little difficult to weave up into where they needed to be, but it wasn't that bad. And you can see that we had to lower the spare tire to get that accomplished. So all in all, we felt pretty good about these bolts, the 4 bolts that we put in place, and feel like it's going to hold this device in place pretty well, this bed slide in place pretty well. So let me summarize in the last 30 seconds we have. To order this thing, I'd give them a phone call to make sure you get the right mounting kit so you know what you're getting. I think it'd just be easier. You can kind of get an idea and then just give them a call. The guys there are great to work with. It comes packaged really well. It's a good kit. We feel like it's very durable. The parts are quality. Adding on to it is easy. You do lose a little bit of bed space, not that big of a deal. And we want to warn you that there could be some clanking in this thing if you go over big bumps later on, but we don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. So well done, BEDSLIDE. We're anxious to couple this up with our next review of putting on the cover.